No bully.
Probably PGE. Some of the top masts.
Definitely PGE. Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools we can buy.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area and the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No. Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, yeah.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College, you can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Manor esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Manor Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Manor Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too
I'm
long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG gamer subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but shoots.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc. Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top now.
Definitely PGE. Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools we can play.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, yeah.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
see it, TCPIA.
Hello everyone, welcome on in, welcome back to the PIEA, and to quote somebody very, very funny that we're going to have a little bit more of later, you know how long I've been waiting for this? You know how, okay, it's a Gambit quote for those of you that don't know from the movie Wolverine and Deadpool, but yeah, it's been a great day so far, and I'm excited to kick it off with some Marvel Rivals. Welcome back. My name is Arcast, here with Anton. Anton, take it away.
I'm super excited here, Ari. I agree with you. This is like, so for you guys in the audience that don't know, this is very fresh to, I think, the both of us, but we're going to get right into it on Krakoa right off the bat. Spring Grove, that is spring, might I add. I promise you that. Versus Penn Manor here on map number 1. And we can already see just something to look at. I notice a lot of very, very strong comfort picks here, because there's obviously some pretty meta stuff being hovered, but we see the first ban come out, and that's a Strange, which we actually don't see very often, if I'm correct. I think it might actually be a target ban, because you can even see in chat, let me play him once. Someone very much not happy about that one, but a protect coming out for the Cloak and Dagger.
Ban?
I think so, right? Okay,
There's more where that came from.
It took me a second.
There's more where that came from. Daredevil being a save as well, along with that Cloak and Dagger. That's pretty traditional, to be honest. The Iron Man ban, I think, again, one of those target picks, somebody you can play around but is just annoying, could really just be kind of a vibes thing for your team, saying, hey, we don't want to have to play hit scan. Can we just not have any flyers in this game? Thanks.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Like, it's annoying to do with it for anyone, even the highest levels of gameplay, so I don't disagree with them taking that away either. Spider-Man as well. A lot of mobility characters being removed on the side of Penn Manor, but something interesting to note, I think, at least for me, is that something we're not seeing that we've seen a lot throughout a lot of pro play and a lot of high-tier competition is neither of these teams have prioed Gambit. And this is something we were talking about like before we started the broadcast as well, because Gambit has seen pretty much 100% pick ban presence, and namely not pick presence, but ban presence. There has been no game where Gambit has been let through the first two picks, or excuse me, the first two bans, even for a team to save him. He's that strong. So neither of these teams going for that ban is really, really interesting to me. Invisible Wind to end that one off, and a save onto Bucky Barnes out of all the characters. Yeah, these two teams very much going for characters and heroes that they enjoy playing themselves.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely the case. I mean, reminder that Gambit is a really high skill ceiling hero. You have to be able to swap interchangeably between, I believe it's hearts and spades cards, and then 4 of those have different abilities. You're playing essentially 8 things at a time while on a timer, while trying to coordinate with your team to send one in, dive the other, back it up, and it's like, okay, you know what? We could make it easier. Go in like, I don't know, Cloak and Dagger. That's a little bit easier when you can just have an auto aim, when you could just shift and you're in the other character doing damage. A lot simpler to kind of deal with, and what that means as well is you can play that character at a higher level more consistently, right? If a Gambit gets taken care of, you're struggling a little bit, your team's not going to really feel the value for it. But if you go Cloak and Dagger, auto aim, you're playing that stabilization game. And things that we're going to see a lot in the TEC, in the PIEA competition, is that teams will most likely go for just 5v5 brawls. They won't really have set plays that they're going for. It'll just be kind of who can kill the other team first by baiting out a cooldown or somebody making a mistake. And those longer fights, we're going to see a lot of those, and we're not going to see one just yet, apparently, because we have a pause.
Oh, interesting. Well, there you go. Quick request coming out from Penn Manor. We'll see if we can get that dealt with as soon as possible. But something to note, I think, about Spring Grove, I think Clicks is actually the one that was a little bit annoyed at the Strange ban earlier on, which is quite interesting. But yeah, if you guys can't see his name, which I wouldn't blame you guys, because I don't know why it's so small, but that's the player that is on aforementioned Bucky Barnes on the Winter Soldier. So I completely agree with you, because like these two teams being as scrappy as they probably are going to be in this matchup, taking someone as mechanical as Bucky is like, yeah, you just want to get in their face, punch him a couple times, shoot him a couple times, and then keep repeating over and over again. I would expect that is probably what we're going to be seeing most of the season. It's a bit unfortunate because we did have a reschedule for one of the games as well. So I've really loved to see like as many of these teams play as possible, because just to get a sense of where the level of competition is in this kind of league, right? Because we've been here in PIEA a lot. You never really know what you're going to get every single time. It could be some of the most mechanically talented players or some of the most scrappy. And it's just, it really is, it comes down to the season, comes down to the team.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of this is again, week 1, clean slate. You don't have to worry about last season's results. Yes, we did have those playoffs. Yes, some teams might have some points going in towards the conference championship now and the state championships later, but at the end of the day, just play your game right now, start off a nice, strong season. And for those of you that don't know, this is a Division 1 or Division A matchup, meaning this is the best of the best that we have to offer at the PIEA when it comes to Marvel Rivals. That's typically teams with 2 years plus of experience, but the game hasn't been out for 2 years, so it's kind of just our most experienced teams that have been here from the get-go.
Yeah, I wonder if that kind of nomenclature that they're using is mostly maybe they came over from another game or something like that. That this one was heavily inspired by. I'm not entirely sure. Well, you do see Spring Grove already trying to take control of the point. Pretty much all 6 players sitting on this middle position right now. A lot of damage being done onto every single member at Penn Manor, and Captain America is the one to fall first. Everyone else backing off very smartly, even though the guns and the bullets are still flying forward. Punisher can't really find too much other than just some simple damage right now, trying to build up these ult charges slowly but surely. And Togi definitely sitting very close to that Punisher ult. First of all, Bucky Barnes trying to fire back, and it's definitely looking like quite a stalemate here, trying to wait for S-Man to come back into the fray.
Well, friendly reminder that Bucky is a great counter to the Loki pick because your Kraken Impact ultimate gets a charge every time you take down a target. Those clones do count as a target, so every one you shoot refreshes all of those cooldowns on your side. Really, really good when you're trying to take engagements like this. And it looks like you also have that nice isolation power as well with the hook to be able to bring them in. But it looks like Cap's going to start the engage right now. They're going to start going in for more, but the Cap kind of just isolated to the side and actually going to get punished for this one. Barely getting out of dodge. Nope, goes down in the end, and that Kraken Impact. I'm eyeing it. I'm sensing it, and there it goes. There's one. Make it a second onto the clone. Let's see if they can get any more TPs out of the way, but no, going back once more. And again, we've always heard it, and it will consistently is key. With this ult, it looks like they finally secured the fight, and they're happy with the percentage they've still managed to gain.
Beautifully done from Clicks as well. But the thing is, I feel like maybe S-Man kind of letting Penn Manor down a couple times, because not only was he the entry frag for the side of Spring Grove, but also going down a second time. And this time it's Cyrilus to be the 3rd casualty for the side of Penn Manor onto the site ingress. But it definitely is looking like Spring Grove have this completely under lock and key. Finally, Penn Manor have the majority players on the point itself, and it took them until 90% on Spring Grove's ticker before Penn Manor was able to bring it back. But now there's a chance, now there's an opportunity for them to maybe build up a couple points as Spring Grove are, I mean, they're looking pretty healthy in terms of ults, in my opinion. They've got King Kills, Stupid Guy, Ghost. I'm not calling him stupid, this is his name. But they have a lot of stuff going for them. Invisible Woman is going to have that ult charged up very, very shortly as well. So this is a very large, that's a big problem here for Penn Manor.
See Penny ultimate coming through. Those mines going to do a great job taking out the clones and just spreading that web all across the point, allowing for that extended mobility. And the Squirrel Girl so consistent when it comes to dealing out that damage. Willy Wonka sure will get one pick on a Stupid Guy, maybe overextending with their ult, but that Strangling Prism is going to get completely blocked. This one, 99%, you're going to need some sort of touch here, and it is that Eternal Bond in the end. That should secure it. Kraken Impact, I think, as well thrown into the mix, just making sure that they secure this point. 4 players still alive, mind you, so there is still a chance, but that space just not going to be taken, and I think with that tank going down, that will be all she wrote for point number 1. Anton, I know you're a little bit newer to Marvel Rivals. Did you know that ults that you have saved at the end of point 1 will transfer over to point 2?
I did find that out. Kind of the hard way in a bot game. Yeah, I point 2, I was like, yeah, we're just gonna stroll on the point, let's just fight. And then all of a sudden I got ulted by like 3 bots. I'm like, wait, what just happened? But yeah, that was very swiftly taught to me in a very very violent lesson.
So that's why I was kind of drawing attention to it, because they did use 3 ults towards the end there, Spring Grove, to secure that point, but they also have 2 more. So it's kind of a worthwhile sacrifice to say, hey, make sure we get the point. We can expend a bunch of resources, because even if Penn Manor do get this next fight, we'll either still have ults to fight for it, or we can just bounce back because we had such a dominant first point.
Yeah, it's quite interesting as well, because like on... Ooh, okay. I was about to say the Punisher. Fairly close to an ultimate, but Togi actually swaps off to the Magneto instead, so they're running S-Man now. Instead of on the Captain America, we see him on the... I swear I know this character. I literally played him in practice for the stream. Moon Knight!
There you go.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ari. One of my favorites, honestly, so I'm glad to see S-Man bringing it out, and if he can do a lot of damage with this, there is some big potential for some kills. He's got a nice flank on the high ground, but I mean, there's so much support going on the side of Spring Grove. Everyone's just getting healed up nice and pretty. They try and engage on him, but so far, it's still a stalemate on the high ground. There's a lot of damage happening on the ingress onto the site. No one going down just yet until S-Man once again falls, and it's yet again to Clicks. Who else would it be from Spring Grove? Still success for Spring Grove on this second point.
Isn't that guy a Fortnite player? What's he doing in Marvel Rivals? Well, either way, he's doing pretty good here, if that is him or if it's not. Spring Grove pretty happy with this result. Of course, they've gained the point early. They have 26% already, and that's no ultimates used by either side. Imagine what this next fight is going to look like. Well, we won't have to, because here it goes. The Star-Lord, the Moon Knight, everybody popping their ults. And the invisible barrier does go up to kind of provide that extra healing, but it's from the side of Penn Manor. Spring Grove decide, yes, we did burn our 1 ult, but let's save the rest of them and make sure we can just bounce back in the next fight. Although there is a consolation kill in the end that should be a flip, and it is. Penn Manor start coming back.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of stuff expended, though. That's, what, 3 ultimates from the side of Penn Manor taken off the board, and one of the most important ones in that Moon Knight. And a heck of... Like, that ultimate is so just oppressive in terms of zoning. It's so physically large that, understandable, with those triple ultimates, they're able to flip the point. But coming back into it, Spring Grove, it's clobberant time. Rat can manage to find kills, though. He gets taken down real low, barely stays alive. And 2 of his duelists also go down in the fact. So Penn Manor doing really, really nicely on this hold.
I mean, I want to applaud Penn Manor for this hold here against the ults, which, yes, were great. But also, I'm going to start to question Spring Grove. You lose 2 people immediately, and instead of resetting, you try and commit those ults into something that is already a 4v6. You get a little bit of value, maybe the 1-for-1 trades, but at the end of the day, Penn Manor will still take you down. So I think that's maybe a little bit of lapse in the judgment there for Spring Grove. They are, however, going to choose to use their final ultimate, or one of their final ones, to use that Eternal Bond, go in on site, provide that nice healing, and the Rat Beater may not be beating up a ramp, but instead takes down a tree in favor. Penny as well, making their name in the mix with the ultimates, and this should be the space gandered back on over. Yes, the flip onto the point, 6-7, haha, for Penn Manor, but that'll be it for them right now, and they'll have to go back to spawn.
I actually can't escape it. Oh, why did they end on that percent? That's not even funny. All right, Spring Grove, they're back in, and so far in the driver's seat, but Penn Manor do have triple ults, as well as S-Mans on this Moon Knight. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to take this back, and surely the second point goes to them if they can coordinate these well. Groot comes out first, but S-Man is caught in a 1v1 on the sidelines, not able to help this team, and might even go down. Nicely done, again, by Clicks. It's always him.
Funny that you say again, because that's exactly what we're about to see in 3%, that Kraken impact going in, especially with all these players low. You have to imagine, no, not even needed. The Rat Beater, oh, nope, they're still going to use it just for a little bit of celebration. Takes down the final player with it, and has 1 more charge left for any sort of recontest. You can assume in 2 seconds they'll pop it once more. Yep, there we go. And the tags onto the player should be good for the elimination. 1 more charge if you want, but nobody's even there to use it on. Map 1 goes to Spring Grove in, I'm going to say, 90% domination fashion.
Yeah, that's very well done from Spring Grove. Krakoa completely... I mean, yeah, like you said, 90%, not insanely just one-sided, because Penn Manor did find a little bit of footing on that second point, but still Spring Grove coming back into it. And yeah, I mentioned it a couple times. I hate pointing players out like this, but I feel like, especially when you have an ultimate as potent as Moon Knight, you just kind of have to fight with the rest of your team. So yeah, S-Man not doing too hot in that game. I mean, he's got a lot of final hits, and decent amount of damage, but Togi definitely, I don't know how he puts up those numbers with Magneto above both the duelists, doing very well in the category of the Vanguard. But as you can see, it's definitely Clicks to take the MVP for that one. Complete domination, 12k damage, 20 plus final hits. I think you can definitely see why Springgrove is able to take that first game.
Here's a fun little insight that we don't get to see too often. Let's take a peek at the ranks, Diamond 3 and Diamond 2, and then the rest kind of matching with those Silver 3s. So if you are looking for leaders to kind of propel these teams, now you know. Togi for one side, I didn't catch the other, but still a big kind of idea to go through into these games. And like you mentioned with S-Man going down a little bit earlier in those fights, I think for the fight where he had his ult, yes, completely agree. But Moon Knight does thrive on off angles, so it does make sense why they are playing up in that high ground. However, great realization from the Bucky to go up and challenge that. They know that this Moon Knight is looking for an ult, so they are going to split off from the team. It's okay if they go down, because chances are if that Moon Knight gets the ult off anyway, your whole team's fallen behind you. So it's a worthwhile one-for-one challenge, and most of the time, I think 75%, they end up taking the fight, that Bucky.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like that thing you mentioned as well. Just following up on the point of the level of these players individually, yeah, it definitely was Clicks. Like, he's got 20 frags. He is the single diamond that is on their team, and I think you can see it in how he plays, right? Because he's got not only the mechanics to back it up, but also the fact that he's just, like you mentioned, knows the priority targets. He knows where he has to be at any given time in order to find success for the rest of his team. So hunting down that Moon Knight and making sure that even if he does go down, like you said, it doesn't matter anyways. He either wins or his team loses. So he has to make the play, and he knows exactly when to do so. And that's exactly why he has been so indomitable, starting all the way from that first point onto the closing of this first map.
Yeah, I believe after Krakoa, we are going to move on to a map that I have just lost on my screen.
I think it's Central Park.
Central Park. Okay. Yeah, I had it up and then it disappeared. And I was like, all right. I think that domination is a game mode that will favor teams that have that higher, or at least more prominent star potential on their team, right? You saw with Clicks just being able to shred teams apart. But that's when you're allowed to kind of freestyle. Everyone has to be in a similar spot. You go into something that's a little bit different, like a convoy or a convergence, and now there's different avenues. There's different fights taking place. You have to choose as a team to fight on the point or hold from a ledge to drop down in reaction. So all that good stuff can be showcased in the map coming up.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious with that map as well, with the different game modes. Are we going to see more Strange? Because we did see a Strange taken away instantly at the start of that first ban phase. So obviously Springgrove probably are into playing Strange. So having the portal, having the insane amount of mobility that you can have, which taking the rest of your team and cutting through the enemy backline, I would be surprised if we don't see more Strange prio from both sides, if not like double ban, double protect perhaps from both teams.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's probably what it's going to be. Of one team most likely banning the other one, trying to save it if they can, or just banning back. Strange has been a character that has been seen in the PIEA a lot in previous seasons, and so I think that kind of just transitions into the comfortability now, even with the new characters being available. We saw when Angela came out, it was like, yes, people would play her at first, and then they realized, this isn't quite working for my team. I'm just going to go back to what I know, which is swinging at things and hitting them on the thing. Like, it's just it's just human nature. If it works, keep going with it.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes it is just that simple, and we see Ratbeater back on it as well. Once again, Strange gone, but only from one side, so that's quite curious. Springgrove, not going to be on that one, but Clicks this time is hovering over the Spider-Man. So I'm curious. Okay, yeah, Spider-Man protect. So he's not going to be on the Bucky this time. Is going to be opting for that more mobile hero. Just a little bit, I guess. But there is a Moon Knight protect over there from S-Man as well. So they really want him on this hero. So yeah, I respect it. Maybe you made one mistake in the previous map. You understand that, and then believe in his mechanics. So I really like that they still have the confidence to go for this pick. And once again, respect ban to the other side. That is a beautiful Bucky ban, taking that away from Clicks. Not even a risk in heaven that he is on this hero once again.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Springgrove either One, have realized Penn Manor is going to ban the character, and so they've decided, you know, let's show them a different option because we want them to not adjust to something that we just did, and so they don't have a chance to kind of read us into this next map. Or it could have also just been, okay, I had too much fun on Bucky, let's make it harder for myself and play a harder character of the Spider-Man. It could be either one, to be honest. Either way, Spring Grove, you have to not count them out, whatever comp they run. I mean, the Squirrel Girl's so great, they're saving the thing. Makes sense as you have that one kind of final ban for Penn Manor, and they certainly were thinking about it. I could tell you that, because that character gave them a bunch of problems, especially when a Captain America tried to dive early over towards that first sub-map. It just never worked out. There was a big thing in front of them.
Okay. This is how this is gonna be this entire stream, isn't it? Right? I'm gonna have funds. I'm gonna need to walk out the door, and then when I come back, we're gonna have a team at 67%, and then you're gonna make a joke. That's my life for the next 2 hours.
I got one more for you if you want me to.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the characters for Spring Grove, right? We have Kin Kills, we have Ghost, That Rat Loser, That Rat Beater, Stupid Guy, and then Clicks.
Yeah.
It's not Clicks. It's
Clicks. Oh yeah, it has to be high. Clicks. How does he even do that? He's got superscript on all of his text.
Yeah. Some Marvel Rivals names have been out there, to be honest, but let's see if we can get some players as well out there in the history books. It'd be nice to see. Oh, is that a no way? Is that a Deadpool?
Is it actually? Wait, what? Okay, so it's
Deadpool.
it's a Vanguard
Vanguard
Deadpool,
version.
which it's quite common. I'm curious actually. Yeah. I don't know if I can ask you, but do you know why Vanguard Deadpool is so popular compared to like the other two roles?
So I haven't had the chance to play Deadpool. However, from what I've seen and just reading the stats, looking at how it goes, Vanguard Deadpool seems to fill their role a little bit better, and I think that is because of the passives. If they take more than 200 damage, and I think it's 1 second, they have an overheal, or not an overheal, but like a regen that just is crazy. It's so much, so quick. Same thing with passive regen. Whenever they're out of a fight, they regen, I think it's 25 something per second, which is really, really good if you have more HP to regen.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, it completely makes sense now. But yeah, I was always like, wow, I see a lot of Deadpool as Vanguard being either picked or banned or protected. I wonder why. And then yeah, I remember reading about that as well. I'm like, wait a minute, he's either he gets like he's mega heal, or he becomes like invulnerable or something at some point with one of his passives. It's like, this guy is just, I guess he's as OP in the game as he is like in the universe, because that's crazy how much stuff this guy gets.
Well, he does level up as you play him. So if you take him down, he's going to have a reset on what's called his XP bar. You know, it's kind of treated like a video game character. But if he stays alive longer, his skills are going to get better and things like that. I will say, if we don't see the Vanguard, I think second most common is the Duelist, and then third being the Strategist, just because the shots on the weapons are like, yeah, it's nice, but at that point, you really just want to choose somebody that has more team supporting ability when it comes to damage boosting or reduction of healing for the enemy team, things like that, and there's better characters to do that. But comparatively, Deadpool on the Vanguard, better for that role. Duelist, there's maybe better alternatives, but a good comfort pick if that's what you're going for. Strategists, I think better alternatives that will overtake.
Yeah, I think that does actually make sense. It's curious to see how powerful the modern strategists are as well, because like I mentioned before the stream even started, Gambit being permaban at the highest levels of plays, obviously here we might not see the players able to take advantage of his full kits, but we have Gambit, Mantis up there as the strongest strategist, Cloak and Dagger, Loki even. So yeah, that makes sense why we don't see Deadpool. He's probably all right, but there's just so many other stronger characters that fit that job. So fair play, yeah, he's going to be on the Vanguard. Ratbeater is going to be trying to make some stuff happen over here, and King Kills is going to follow up on that. Nicely done on the Rusty. First frag happening on the Penn Manor's side. And I have to wait a little bit before they can actually get any amount of ingress going. But Hulk finally going in, and Deadpool also trying to follow up on that one as well. And Penn Manor still cannot make a move.
Looks like we have another pause maybe requesting coming in, and Yeah, I don't know if you saw, by the way, that Deadpool kind of like ... thinking bar. That's him going into his menu, selecting his abilities to use his XP on things like that. When it comes to Penn Manor's comp, I know we kind of just swapped away from it, but they are running a Hulk, and I'm not sure if they had a second tank. If they did, I think it was another melee tank. So they are kind of going for that divey-esque play. The only problem is they're not quite scaling right now, and from what we've seen... Oh, yeah, it's the Magneto, I believe is what it is. And they're just not scaling well enough with it to be able to capitalize on it. With the comp that is Spring Groves, they're just playing back, they're firing in, and because they have such raw amount of damage when it's the Squirrel Girl shooting in, or just a lot of spam, it's really, really good for them to just prolong these fights, make it a lot easier. And Penn Manor, by the time they walk up and it is burned down in that time, you have maybe one fight to really get things going. It'll be a lot tougher for them to commit to that fight, but once they can, they should have a better time there.
Yeah, I wonder if they're actually going to commit to the heroes that they're sticking on right now as well, because like maybe at some point, if you just can't manage a push, maybe just try swapping some stuff up, because even Spring Grove, like I mentioned during the hero selection, perhaps Clicks being on a Spider-Man is just showing a little bit of mercy to the side of Penn Manor, because right now, even still...
It's the wrong game.
Okay. Oh, he'll be here all day, folks. She's not done. There's no stopping. I don't know where my train of thought went. It's gone.
I'm sorry. I can't lie. That was a yoink and a half.
No, that was good.
During the pauses.
That was good. I respect it. But yeah, no, it's a hard character to play.
Yeah.
It's so still unable to budge Penn Manor unable to budge the team of Spring Grove. It is a little bit scary, I think, looking forward into the series. So I don't know if they might want to pick some more brawly heroes or whatever, but they still do have the Moon Knight on S-Man. So if anything, wait for an ultimate maybe. One ult from Moon Knight surely just displaces everyone to let them walk in at least to touch point. That's what I'm thinking. Other than that, I think the main thing is you just have to out-mechanic these guys on Spring Grove, because especially what we saw on map number 1 of Krakoa, it is... Well, for that one, it was Clix' gunplay, obviously, on the Bucky. Now not available. Still, moving around so much on the Spider-Man, probably a little bit harder to hit than that former character, if I'm correct. Yeah, just, I don't know. We'll have to see whenever we do manage to get back into it, but hopefully we can get these slight tech issues sorted out. Obviously, it's technology. It happens. People are crashing. It's unfortunate. So is life.
To be fair, I would rather have a crashing mid-game that we can have rejoin the lobby than the lobby that was canceled in the first place because we had a Team FF. So we're bringing you content, which at the end of the day is all we're hoping for you guys as well. And we also have one more matchup after this, so even after this one has concluded, we will have more action, so don't go too far. Of course, we are still sticking around with this one right now. You talked about the Moon Knight from S-Man, and yes, I agree that ult is super powerful. Farming it up, I think, is going to be a little bit tougher because of how many angles they're playing from Spring Grove that are split from each other, but... you know, it's all coulda, shoulda, woulda right now. I think they're focused on bigger things, which is getting the tech up and running. And once they get in a game, then they'll go for that trial and error process of, can we go over it? No. Can we go under it? No. Let's go around it. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder... So, okay, I will admit, Ari mentioned earlier, I am a bit newer to Marvel Rivals. Some of the map tech in this game has fascinated me, because I come from, like, first-person shooters. Where you can't really destroy parts of the map, but I learned very quickly, once again, just like the fact that you can bring ults over from point to point, you can just, it's like Battlefield, you can just destroy the whole map. Like, this entire giant walls in front of certain sites that you can just completely take down. So maybe there's a fourth option. Instead of over, under, or around, you can just go through it.
Go through it, yeah. Fair enough. I mean, I think you need characters maybe a little bit more heavy in the damage, like a Squirrel Girl in return would be better. Moon Knight can't quite break walls as easy because you have to throw multiple shurikens at them, things like that. But Click's going down here, 70% on that ultimate. Deadpool, I guess not farming up the ult, or maybe just using it. I didn't catch it, but we'll see. There's the Moon Knight ultimate. What's it gonna do? It's got one. So,
well,
good enough. Hopefully for them to kind of take this engagement and keep running with it. I hear that rocket PIEA beacon kind of thrown on out, and the invisible barrier perfect in response. Though they do lose one, everybody's still kind of hanging around, and there's an invisible barrier back. So if two invisibles make a battlefield, turns out everyone can see, and one has dropped. The rat loser falls along with the rest of Spring Grove. What did I say? I said as soon as they could get into this point, it would be a much easier fight for them to complete. But that's earlier choke scaling. Well, that was the hard part. They got past that barrier, and now they're sent to the races.
Yeah, even the last-ditch attempt from Clicks to try and stop any kind of progress on this point doesn't bear any fruit. And one by one, they all go down on the side of Spring Grove and Penn Manor. I guess the Moon Knight ult wasn't the thing that got them through, but it was the thing that started the rest of the things that ended up getting them through. So I don't know, credit to S-Man. Nice entry onto that one, and Penn Manor even pushing forward still. Rusty and S-Man, stereo frags there, beautifully done by both the duelists over on Penn Manor's side to get out of the point as well.
I'm just waiting for like a snipe from nowhere to take out that player, but nope, never came. Instead, they'll get out scot-free. And this is a lot of scaling that's happening by Penn Manor right now. They are kind of preventing any sort of push out from these spawns, and, well, validly so. They take down 6. And as well, kind of pay the price in their one form of Hulk, and maybe even going down there. No, getting out alive. And now is the time that these teams will clash. There'll be a Magneto ult into the sky. Eternal Bond used in conjunction. That's not exactly the wisest decision, because that rock will slam down on your head, remove you and the ult from the battlefield, and, well, the rest of Spring Grove kind of fall along with it.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for Spring Grove. Can't really manage to find their targets, and you see Stake Talon get back into that Hulk form. Sun's getting real high at this point. And Penn Manor all the way up to the door. Did I say that twice? Already. That's the word that I meant to use. Spring Grove trying to prevent them from actually touching, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. Rat Beater and Stupid Guy both going to fall side by side. And S-Man trying to keep them off of their own positions. Yep, they're looking good. Penn Manor looking much better on this second map than on the first.
I think Spring Grove are playing a little bit too split. I don't particularly like how they're giving a lot of 1v1 battles. It just feels like you need to be chilling behind this Magneto, play for yourselves. You don't need to scale up too hard. The point is just stall time. Your Squirrel Girl is your key here. So put out that raw damage, farm your ults. If they get healer ults, so be it. It's a rocket. What are they going to do? You'll be fine. The rest of them, keep on doing that damage, and oh boy, be careful. Spider-Man's pretty dang low. Clicks, be careful. And the Moon Knight ult gets thrown in the choke. Bye-bye, everyone from Spring Grove. I'm just calling it in anticipation, because let's be real, they don't have a way out. One's getting slammed into the ground. The other's getting knocked over by a punch from a Phoenix, and that'll be the whole team kind of falling down.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Penn Manor ended up grouping up on the point and then starting to push, it seems like they just haven't been able to fail. Because I completely agree with you. Seeing Spring Grove going for all these individual, or well, maybe not individual, but like 3v6s, stuff like that, when half their team is dead, they still try and find some kind of success. It is a little bit frightening. This is the first time I think they've gotten a pick, but Ghost gets traded right back, and Togi follows up on that one as well. It's just not looking very good. Finally, Clicks is going to swap over to the Moon Knight just to try and mirror the side of Penn Manor. Takes out S-Man, so looking better for Spring Grove at this point. Maybe the hero select was all that was bothering them. And Clicks still sitting on the point, almost gone, taken out by LARP, so it's only a temporary success.
They're still hanging into this. It's pretty close. I mean, I like the fact that they're using the ults. They kind of have to. Last-ditch effort. They have at least this 4v6, but Invisible Barrier is going to make things a lot tougher. Venom to stall. I like the idea. I don't know how effective it's going to be, though, because that damage is not going to be output, and that's a whole lot. That is one shuriken that has taken out 3 separate players, assisted by the Rocket Ultimate. And Penn Manor, if you counted them out after the first map, well, you might need to rethink.
Lot better here. I think that is definitely a symptom of the fact that they can play so much more together on this kind of game mode, right? Because we saw kind of a similar thing happening, I think, on the first map with Domination, where a few Penn Manor players were going and trying to take individual duels, and they definitely, no offense to them, they look a lot better as a team, like vastly better as a team. And this time it was flipped around, right? Spring Grove were the ones that were going for individual fights. We see a couple. Oh, there you go. That's what I've expected to see this entire time. Gambit coming out from Ghost. Now Spring Grove, after having lost a single push, they decide to bring out the big guns.
This hurts my 2024 beta testing brain to see Gambit, Black Panther, and Inviswoman as a comp. I mean,
yeah,
it makes sense. Don't get me wrong, but like Penn Manor is more what I was expecting. Like the Hawkeye, that one reminds me of home a bit more. Spring Grove, though, if they can make this work, if you can damage boost your Black Panther and send them in and go crazy, then sure. But if the dive wasn't working last half on the Spider-Man, taking away the webs and putting in claws, is that going to be the most effective swap? I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating and saying, is that going to be the value that they're hoping for?
I mean, considering what we saw from map number 1, I have my faith in Clicks. It is a little bit scary as Ghost drops down to almost no HP right off the bat, but it does manage to get back into cover. Clicks finally taking a fight on the back lines, is also going to be taken down, in fact, not just the health. So maybe makes me eat my words pretty much instantly. And kills, brings him back, so they have another shot at it, but it's still tough to fight through this choke point, first of all. Just like Penn Manor on the first half. Spring Grove, can they do it a little bit faster? Ghost is going to go down on the Gambit right away as soon as Clicks gets brought back as well, so still not looking too great, even though S-Man has found his way onto the site. 1-for-1 on both sides. Rat Beater gets taken out of Hulk. Sun's getting real low, buddy, and it goes all the way down. And it still looks like Spring Grove can't manage to find anything with no lights.
I feel like right now we're seeing Clicks kind of dash in with that mark and hoping to get a recharge, but instead they kind of just burn it again, not having an extra mark to get out, and it feels like they're just kind of going in to die. I do like the swap in because it feels like not only were they not putting themselves in a good place, but they weren't really being helped by their team to go in for those engagements. Not putting the blame on anyone, it's just not what that team is built for. This one gonna be a little bit better to help them out. By the way, love the Hawkeye and Moon Knight combo. Forgot how good it was. Even a body shot and one shuriken takes them out in that early stage, so really like how that works.
And as soon as you say that, maybe making you eat your words instead of me this time, but Hawkeye goes down, Moon Knight the second one to follow, Spring Grove the second big push from them. Looks like Penn Manor having a lot of success, so it is a bit faster, if I'm correct, on this first point capture. It's still contested though, 3 members of Penn Manor staying alive, 2 of them at this point. They're just kind of playing in and out of the sight. Lart Boy's gonna go down, Ghost as well, followed up by Togi and a Rat Beater, pummels them all.
Moon Knight ult response certainly can take them out of that invis barrier. It will force Daredevil to make a mistake. Clicks goes down, but ticks still being gained, and 3 people still alive on this point for the Spring Grove side. Not sure if anyone's even in visible range from Penn Manor, and that just might be it. Yes, the full cap comes through. Last ditch attempt from Rusty there, but for the most part, Spring Grove happy to get that cap in. Might have just been the swap on from Clicks. I'm not going to attribute it to that fully, but they also had their ults around that time as well.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, like I mentioned, Rat Beater just completely destroying 3 different members of Penn Manor as soon as he jumps onto the site. Definitely looking a lot better on the thing. Penn Manor having a hard time actually stopping them in their tracks. A lot of healing coming out from Spring Grove. Pretty much no one is getting shot down anything. The thing finally taking a decent bit of damage and having to retreat just a tiny little bit. Penn Manor finally able to get some space over on this point. But S-Man, the first one to take out the thing, and that might be the thing to push Spring Grove all the way back. I'm saying that word a lot. I apologize for that, but Penn Manor, there you go. That's what they needed.
And the cleanup. Cleanup comes through. Yeah, Spring Grove, I mean, they're just having what's called a dry fight. They want to make sure they're not burning any ultimates and just farming up theirs to make sure that they can get through into that first point with 1, maybe 2 more fights. But 4 ults charged up to the 2 on the other side. I mean, the Hawkeye ult although it is nice, you don't typically expect that to get too much value, just because you can just wait it out. But there's clobbering time, there's the invisible barrier, player stunned on up, Moon Knight ult inside of the invisible barrier, players will get healed up, but still remain alive and kicking and shooting and spamming. One player, we see them for a fraction of a second, they've got a fraction of the HP bar, and somehow everyone is still alive for the moment. Of course, we know as soon as I say that, someone will drop, and it's Willy Wonka to go down first. Daredevil with their ultimate gonna be flying through, almost tagging onto this one, but that extra healing so strong. This one kind of a bait just to make sure players in that backline are pushed too far back, allowing for that scaling to come through on that payload.
I guess he's done his job, right? Because the rest of Penn Manor have to retreat. They can't just manage to fight. It's 4 versus 6. A lot of space being taken by Spring Grove over here, and it's all, I think, mainly down to Rat just going for the... Oh, there's a lot of combination of ults being put on the point. S-Man going down after having, like you said, put the ultimate inside the Invisible Woman ults, which I question a little bit. But, I mean, fair play. It might have been a little bit of panic coming out from the side of Penn Manor, wanting to keep control over this payload. There goes Ratbeater. First of all, Rusty's the one to take him down, so Penn Manor perhaps having a bit more of control after Spring Grove utilize all their ultimates.
Well, they kept the point, though. And the beauty of that is you saw clobbering time being used in a small corridor, forces everybody away, and then they were just able to capture the point. Nobody could even touch. It was beautifully drawn up. Shield, it's ineffective when everyone's launched up into the air. We'll see what happens here. Moon Knight ult coming out from S-Man, by the way. Only got one invisible barrier available if needed, but not going to be chosen to use. There it is, right foot in with that strangling prison coming out. Makes sense. But now, how do you scale past it? You might just have to hold on and not fall off into the abyss there, as very low on HP players are flying through Eternal Bond, and that's just going to cover this point. Make sure players can scale onto it, and beautiful by Penn Manor to push in off of it. Although that PIEA ultimate is used, it just doesn't find the value. It's instantly shredded, and the Daredevil does invest theirs to go into this, but is it a lost fight already? No, not if you can turn the tides with 2 quick picks just like that, and staring at a wall, eating some tree trunks, but still actually ending up with picks. That's 3 for them.
That's a good one. I mean, just like that, clicks yet again. It's just clicks every single time, just to make the plays that end up winning the games. And it looks like that might be what they need to get all the way to the end. I mean, they surely have to actually make this cap. I think at this point, they're actually a little bit slower than Penn Manor has been done. But Clicks, once more, follows up with his own kills with more of them. Rusty with a single trade, but Clicks wants to finish it off on this site, and it's beautiful. Nicely done on the Daredevil. It looks like he can do it on the Bucky and on this character, too.
I was going to say that Moon Knight ult is still available, so it will contest the touch if players have been able to stick around for longer. Is this going to actually be pretty close? Might actually go the way of Penn Manor's favor. Yeah, everyone pushed back. That is a flip. So Spring Grove now on the back foot. They need one final fight. Otherwise, Penn Manor will take this map. We'll be moving on to a third. And from what we've seen here, Spring Grove, they are more successful at the domination capture kind of side. Penn Manor feeling the heat and the success on this payload side.
I think this is going to be tough for them as well, because Penn Manor have nothing charged right now in terms of ultimates. They're going to get Willy Wonka's ult before this final fight, I'm pretty sure. But Spring Grove, look at them. Magneto is going to come up. Invisible Woman's going to come up. And then also, perhaps they're also going to get their own Gambit ults and King kills, maybe? There's just a lot of stuff going on in this choke point right now. The staircase is going to be the area of a war, and Penn Manor is the one to come out on top. So they do end up stopping this ingress from Spring Grove, but there's still 2 alive over here. Daredevil is going to try and make something happen, but Clicks gets taken out right as soon as he uses that ultimate. And there is just no time. Penn Manor doing a lot better on this second map.
Wow, I mean, great idea from Penn Manor to hold the top of the stairs there instead of back on top of the payload, because now you're funneling everybody into the stairs. They have 1 choke to go through. And as soon as that invisible barrier goes up, Magneto is like, I got a big metal rock. I'm going to chuck it at you. And they all fell down. Absolutely beautiful from Penn Manor there. I think, honestly, as much as we have been mentioning names like S-Man or Togi, every person on that team of Penn Manor really did contribute to that success. I couldn't tell you one player that had a slower game. Everyone was doing their part.
Yeah, it looked like I mean, I say this a lot in a lot of different esports, but sometimes it really just takes one map to warm up. So perhaps Penn Manor, that is what it took. It just took them a map. Or they're a lot better at convergence. I'm not entirely sure. But whatever the case, yeah, they definitely look a lot better on this map than on Krakoa. So Central Park, their playground right now. In the future, we will see a Midtown. This is where I'm really interested to see, because both of these teams at this point are completely locked in. They're in it to win it. And as we can already tell, the Penn Manor do understand the strong heroes for Spring Grove right now. I think that Daredevil might even be added onto that list for clicks. But at least not letting him on the Bucky might have been one of the big reasons why he wasn't able to go absolutely ham on all of the members individually on Penn Manor, just one by one picking them apart. This time the Spider-Man ended up not really bearing too much fruit towards the start of it. Finally switches over to the Daredevil, is able to get those individual kills towards the end of it. But at that point, a little bit too little too late, because even that final ult all the way at the start, or sorry, all the way at the end, is a 2v6. The entire team at Penn Manor just dismantled Spring Grove before he was even able to get that charged up. So poor guy at the end probably might have been able to make something happen if he was a bit faster, in the sense that he could charge up a few ults. And I thought it might even have been possible looking at all the percentages on their chart. But yeah, just I guess not to be.
I don't know if you guys know, there's a little meme of an airplane with a bunch of red dots on it. And it was basically what it was used in war. They were saying, oh, okay, well, all of our planes that return, this is where they get shot. We should reinforce there. No. The information actually is the bullets, they take down the planes that don't come back. So those are where you're not seeing that graphic. The reason I'm mentioning this is because comparatively, yes, the Daredevil, it looked like it was providing the value you needed. But you're going single target value, right? You're not really kind of launching out that group damage. So you're not consistently getting the final blows unless your team is with you. However, if you go back to the Bucky, you do have that burst damage with your right click, I think is what people put it on most of the time. I forget exactly what it's called, but you have that ability to push out that group damage while also singling out one, bringing them in, displacing them, and I think that's the value that Bucky brings. It's not necessarily that you can get picks on this character versus the other one, it's which makes it easier for you to get the pick and which will allow you to win the fight. It doesn't need to be flashy, it doesn't need to be you get all 5, it's can you get the one that snowballs the rest of the fight.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Even I didn't think about that until you mentioned it. But yeah, that is a good thing to bring up and a good thing for Penn Manor to think about, because I think, like, realistically, I've been saying his name a lot, but Clicks is probably the player that we need to watch out for on this, what might be final. Oh, no, excuse me, no. Yeah, first to 2. So whoever takes Midtown, unless
Has
it's
to
a tie,
be, because you can't draw on this game mode. Yeah.
That makes sense. So what is going to be the final map of the series? I wonder if Penn Manor are going to be aware of that, because the way Spring Grove are playing is they have to enable clicks. And I wonder, actually, who is the one that's like mainly shot calling for this team right now? Because
on Spring Grove,
it's for Spring Grove. Well, that for both. I always like to know who's the one making the plans.
I think it's Togi for Penn Manor. I think it has to be. Highest ranked on the team, playing a Vanguard, calling for them to move space around. I think it's got to be Togi.
All right, so I mean, there's a strange again.
Flags. There's captain flags as well.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, is that indicative of? I actually don't know how the lobby system works in this game. Like, is that this guy
Those
is the team
people
captain
in charge of the bans right now?
Okay. Okay, I see it. And so clicks with the captain flag on the other side. Yeah, that's understandable. I think were these the 2 players that we named earlier for being the highest rank? I think they were,
so,
right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense. They have the most, like, I guess, authority over the team. So it's it's Strange taking out all 3 games. Penny removed as well, and a Hulk Protect coming out from Staketown. So definitely valuing the Hulk a lot on Penn Manor's side, which I think is quite interesting. A Thing ban from the other side, which is also fair. We finally see a Moon Knight being removed from, what is that? If it's a blue ban, that means Spring Grove banned it for the other team. Is that
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit
so they,
visually confusing
yeah.
because here's the
see.
thing: after the bans get solidified, it changes them around, so it doesn't show you what team banned what. It shows you what the team is not allowed to play. It's a little bit confusing.
Right.
So
Yeah, I
you'll
noticed
see
that
it
on like official
swap around
broadcasts.
after this one here.
But there's also like 2 different types of bans, right? There's like you ban for the other team, but then you can play it yourself.
Right. That's
And
I
then I've
believe
seen
what
like
the-
6 bans, and then this is 5.
Yeah, a little bit confusing, but the Daredevil ban, no Bucky ban, and a Bucky save.
Yeah.
That should spell that Clicks is going to be on the Bucky, like we're seeing here. I'm worried that if he swaps off, though, how the chances are for Spring Grove, because it provided so much value. I think you stick with it. Honestly, I think Rusty should be on the Hawkeye as well. Bro is cooking.
I mean, on the Hella, now finally bringing out the hit scan. I respect it. Sometimes you just gotta, maybe, nothing else works, let's just shoot them in the face.
I guess if you're
that
attacking,
might be,
yeah.
yeah.
And Namor.
So we'll see how much Rusty. Yeah, Namor. That is another thing that I noticed a lot in some research that I did. There's a lot of Namor. I mean, it's not like Prio, like Mantis is, like Loki is, but there are a lot of people that really enjoy playing this hero. And after having the Moon Knight taken away, I guess it makes sense. Like that Moon Knight has been one of the pinnacle, I wouldn't say carries, but like definitely one of the openers for Penn Manor, and not having that, you need something else that's strong.
Well, usually Namor is partnered with Luna Snow. Their team-up ability is really, really good. I believe it's still a team-up ability. I know those things get edited every so often, but that's usually where the value comes through, is for the Luna Snow to be able to kind of iceify, provide a third turret for that Namor. But here we go, in without the Luna Snow. Let's see what the value can be, and Rusty will at least find the first. Of course, that will be resurrected on up. Spring Grove on the defending side right now, but what are you really going to do to combat this? The scaling's still happening for Penn Manor, and it's looking pretty good, even though very little picks. Look at the space.
Yeah, Stake Town. I mean, you can definitely see why the Hulk Protect came through, just walking forward, pressing W on the side of Penn Manor. Spring Grove already losing clicks as well first off. This time, it's the opposite of what happened in Map 1. Clicks is the one to fall first, followed up by 3 different players on Spring Grove side. Penn Manor making a lot of headway early on in this map.
I'm just kind of looking at this for a second, and I'm trying to, like, think of ways that Spring Grove can approach this well, given what we are familiar with them succeeding with. I honestly, I want to see the... Is it crazy for me to say that Squirrel Girl should make a return here? I mean, I really like Squirrel Girl. I know it provides a lot of ult charge for the opposing supports, but if it's just an Invis Woman and a Rocket, I think you have the advantage in that support.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, the same thing for Penn Manor's side, right? It's like mirror supports for both sides, if I'm correct. Or no, excuse me. What are they playing? They're playing Cloak and Dagger on the side of Spring Grove. That's quite interesting to see. But yeah, right now not working. It is just they are getting removed one by one, and Penn Manor they're just walking up. Like they're actually not letting Spring Grove leave their spawns. I don't think we've seen this dominance from them ever this series.
I mean, Penn Manor, I think Togi having so much experience on this Magneto is really, really good. Like I talked about earlier with that scaling, it being able to just kind of walk up and manage those cooldowns. And even though, yeah, you're protecting the damage, you're not really taking too much. It comes down to you don't want to use the support abilities on your tank or on your Vanguard until you need to, because they want to help the damage, damage boost and things like that. Also, that's just a big pick. Not sure exactly how that connects, but then again, I've totally never died to a Namor myself. Nope, totally never happened, and I can't blame Spring Grove, but right now, Penn Manor on a roll.
They have not been slowed down. I don't think this little, what are they driving? What is that? It was a fish or like a dragon last time. This time it's just a car. It hasn't been stopped, I don't think, ever since the start of maybe the first few meters. But Spring Grove haven't been able to walk back into presence of the cart. Like they have just been dying one by one coming out of the spawns. Like even Ghost switches over to the Punisher and just gets instantly deleted. And Stake is just in their face, taking 4 people's fire and feeling fine about it.
I think Spring Grove right now are a little bit tilted. You had Ghost just kind of burn the ultimate and go for the swap on a Scarlet Witch, which in actuality I feel like use that ult, try and get a little bit more value than just burning it to swap. It really is so powerful. You should be able to out-damage the healing on the other side. Magic ult out for clicks, and that one doesn't go their way either. Just continuing to blast them to smithereens, and yeah, Spring Grove, you're trying your best, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what you guys can do to fix this. You gotta find some wrench to throw in their plans, and no matter what you try, it just doesn't seem to be anything.
Yeah, they're just scrambling their hero selection at this point, because Clicks is going to be the one on the Punisher now. It's just back and forth. They are doing, I guess, whatever they can at this point, but Penn Manor are picking them apart so fast that it's like Spring Grove cannot even find a moment to take a 6v6, especially not with the ults that they need, because Rat Beater's got 0%. Stupid Guy, also on the Magneto, has just used his. Not looking very good. It's not quite going to be a perfect game. It has, I think the payload has finally been stalled over here right before the end. And Spring Grove finally getting some kills in their favor too. Penn Manor can't decide to push on forward with only 4. Togi has to respawn. S-Man has to come back into it as well with the Namor. So Spring Grove finally finding some success. Need to charge up these ults again if they want to have any kind of semblance of a chance, unless they are planning on pushing this payload as fast as their opponents. But Penn Manor getting back into it. It's looking like Stake Town is going to be the one to maybe close out this first half. Not entirely sure. Does get removed from the Hulkman, but is still alive. Gets taken down. All right, looking better for Spring Grove.
Oh boy, this is not going to end well. Well, only on a 1. Willy Wonka goes down and actually respawns back in. Ghost, welcome back to the fray. Clicks on the Punisher now, and using that Judge, Jury, and Execution to at least remove 1. And we saw this last map, remember? Spring Grove, they would push up and they'd get to the end. Same thing with Penn Manor. And then there was one fight where the other team just knocked them back because they had the respawns, they were there, and they could reset for a fight. But if you don't provide that availability and you start snowballing into the spawn respawns, there could very well be a problem for one of these two teams.
Yeah, for sure. And now Penn Manor, I was about to say they can wait. But okay, Stakedown is going to be back into the game. Needs to make his way back to the team first. But they do have some pretty powerful ults here. Rusty is going to pop Hela. All right, interesting. The Invisible Woman is going to be probably able to hide the rest of his squadron, Spring Grove, but it doesn't last long enough, so Rusty finds a lot of value. And that might just be it. That might have actually just won the entire first half, because Spring Grove, 6 go down. No one is able to get back onto the site in time, and Penn Manor a very brisk stroll over to the ending line.
So you know how I was saying that Rusty should be on that Hawkeye?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I'm convinced. I typically am never convinced this strongly, but that was a very good argument in that final fight for why you should be on Hela. So you know what? Fair enough. Go with what works. You're obviously you, so you know better than me for what you're better at.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, Penn Manor. That was a great half. And now, provide one to match it, right? That's all I have to say is you found what worked that time. What are you going to do in this next one?
Yeah, I don't even think they need to do too much, right? Because what, 30? Oh, yeah, maybe I have a bad sense of time, but I'm pretty sure maybe the payload got stopped towards the end for about like 30 seconds to a minute. So just having the rest of that time to just be able to chill and just calmly push meter by meter the car all the way to the finish line. Spring Grove have a very big job to do ahead of them, because like ever since on Krakoa, where they had basically complete domination over both sites, maybe the second one just did a little bit contested by Penn Manor, Penn has looked very, very good. At this point, we can't even say it's because Clicks didn't have his signature pick of the Rusty, because at this point, Rusty, excuse me, on Bucky, I was thinking about the enemy team for a second, but yeah, he did have that option. He was on the Winter Soldier towards the start, and it still didn't end up bearing any fruit. Back on the Spider-Man, going to be trying his second option at this point. Not looking great either. Venom's going to be taken down right off the bat by Rusty on the other side of things. So Penn Manor once again coming out with a brisk start. Very nicely done. King Kills is going to bring back the Venom temporarily, but it looks like they're making a little bit of headway. They are getting some damage done. Penn Manor are sitting up in their faces trying to contest this point, though.
Yeah, if you're playing a Spider-Man Venom comp and you're trying to walk in, like full on, it's just not gonna work. You need to run the dive.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Also, I'm a little curious why they requested the pause mid-fight because I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
Wait, is there a new hero?
Well, yeah,
I don't
Elsa
know.
Bloodstone is currently being played right now by Penn Manor. I don't know
When did
about
she come
that.
out? I think
Okay.
there is 2 weeks. Yeah. Oh, it'll be tomorrow. It's Thursday. She came out the 13th? Question mark. I did read about it. She was super, super recent, but interesting. I
I'm
didn't
just
really think
looking.
about that.
I'm looking at the rulebook for funsies because I'm also curious.
It definitely is 2 weeks. Like that I can confirm. I did read, but yeah, I didn't realize it was so just unluckily that it was tomorrow that she came out, or well, 2 weeks ago tomorrow.
Marvel Rivals Hero
Hero ban. New heroes will be prohibited from play 2 weeks after their release. Let me
Elsa
double check.
Bloodstone
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
competitive release. February 13th. 13 days it has been.
Yeah, wow. That's unlucky.
Wow.
That's really unfortunate. Yep, not able to be played. I mean, she's like super strong, right? I think from trying her in like the range and then also like in actual games, like I understand. So Rusty is going to be allowed to just get taken down and swap onto something. I wonder what they're going to go with as well on this defense.
Well, they've been playing musical hit scans. Right now they were on the Yeah, they were on
Okay,
the
yeah.
Hawkeye earlier, then the Hela, then the Elsa, and now on to Punisher. So just musical hit scans, keep playing there. Nice bubble there from the Magneto to make sure that Namor ult not going to connect onto too much. Clicks with the Spider-Man, finding at least one, but yeah, going to get traded in response there. Curious to see if there's actually any progress going to be gathered by Spring Grove here with that invisible barrier. Magneto wall thrown in the mix, just making sure they don't get taken down, but all Penn Manor in the kill feed. That's 2-1 for Clicks, but I just don't see the way that they're going to be able to escape this. I guess Magneto kind of low, and there you go. Okay, ult in the front lines, the back lines, everything's kind of flipped right now. And at the end, when the dust settles, Spring Grove out on top for the moment.
And yeah, for the moment, for sure, because this is already looking quite troubling for them, in my opinion, because Penn Manor, at least towards the beginning of their push, looked a lot better than what Spring Grove have been able to show for themselves at the moment. But at least they're able to get this cart moving, because Penn Manor are going to come into this with 2 ults, 1 Cloak and Dagger. Rusty is also going to be on the site as well with double miniguns. Gets taken out by the Venom, though, so alright, maybe not the worst outcome for Spring Grove. And putting their own ults into the fight, and the Gambit's going to be making some stuff happen over on his side as well. So Spring Grove finally finding some footwork, making this cart move for themselves. Penn Manor can't manage to stop it for now.
Let's see a little slam onto the point here. We'll see Magneto having some fun being launched up into the air, and eventually that fun will be removed from them. They'll go back to spawn and have to rethink how they want to approach. 2 turrets up in the sky right now for this Namor S-Man, and looks like we're just kind of seeing this poke and prod of the defensive side. I would like them to kind of have maybe a bit more damage, or at least consistency in what they are fighting as a team, but right now it is just kind of a bit split, which was the problem that Spring Grove were running into earlier.
Yeah, maybe it's a symptom of the level of teams that we're watching as well, because there's a lot of that kind of problem where these teams end up losing players and start panicking and wanting to just go and try and fight 3v6, 4v6, and it just doesn't work. It never works. Willy Wonka gonna go down on the Groot, as he was pretty much the only person that was even present in the presence of that payload. So Penn Manor having to reset now, and now having done that, this might be the next fight to perhaps decide the next cap, because I mean, if they're all together, surely play a 6v6, have 3 ults in your pocket, and this should work out fairly well.
Well, 5v6 now, I believe. One player was sent back. Clicks, I believe it was punished earlier, and uh-oh, this may or may not go well. Never mind, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, if I was the Venom 2, I'd probably get out of dodge. Let's see how this engagement goes. Invisible barrier, I figured there'd be one in response. Yes, it does, but now can the Magneto orb land? It does, but onto a Gambit, not the Invisible Woman herself. Magneto ult once more, going back the other way. What's this one gonna find? Zilch. Zip nada. Instead, the Strangling Prison launched in along with the Namor ult. Big combo along with that's Rusty's ult on the Phoenix. And so, yes, constantly in the form of ultimates, but they do gain the space. They still have one for a rainy day, and honestly, you can't fault them too much. Also, Crispy.
Yeah, I can see why he plays all the hit scan characters, because yep, that's like me. I'm not as good, but I do that too. I just
What do you mean?
rotate around the hit scan.
We can totally hit shots on hit scan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, Rusty, maybe one. No, I'm not gonna. No, I almost said 1v1 me after. no, I would get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, because like Penn Manor now, like this is the thing. This is the problem with Spring Grove, or not with Spring Grove. That Spring Grove are having. Penn Manor are stalling them a lot. Like when they fight, they're fighting on the payload. So that car is not moving. You can already see on the timer. We're ticking down. Spring Grove is on that timer, and they're gonna need to flip it. They're on the Psylocke. Clicks the switch to the Psylocke. That's not something I've seen very often recently. They're pulling out any and all the stops to make sure they can take Penn Manor off of this cart, but it's just not working. Finally, the Venom goes in with the ultimate, and perhaps he's able to push them back, and finally we get this cart to start moving again. Clicks with a kill as well on the Psylocke on a Magneto, so looking a lot better. Maybe making me eat my words again. The fact that this is actually working. But there's a lot of ults ready for Spring Grove, so they have a lot of control at this point over that cart and over the push that might end up happening. But Rusty with the response, and Willy Wonka another Penn Manor fight back.
Oh, how close is this? Like, there's a fraction of a second, by the way. Like, a fraction of a meter until this next cap. It's so close. And we're paused. So we will not.
Wonder what this one is for.
I'm going to say a crash on their end again. Apologies.
There we go. There's the answer.
That's my guess.
Yeah, that's a good. I think you're correct. I wonder. I mean, I can't even blame the guy, right? I don't know who's crashing, but I have had this issue too. Something about unreal. Is to talk about. This game, I'm running it at minimum graphics, 50% render resolution. I barely get like 130 FPS. I don't know what it is with this. I think it looks beautiful. I love the art style, but goodness gracious, man, I wish I could see
There's
things.
a lot of abilities out.
There's a lot. There's so many.
12 players. There's 12 ults typically being launched. They all have. I mean, we can go a little bit into the debate of visual clutter with Overwatch versus Marvel Rivals versus something like Valorant, things like that. Just kind of addressing that, yes, those games, with them being heavily reliant on abilities, that's what drives the game in different directions. Well, it's going to be a little bit more visually cluttered because the abilities are so prominent. Now, I guess if you wanted to reduce the visual clutter, design abilities that don't do crazy stars and stripes and flashes and dashes, but like at the same time, how many times can you reinvent the wheel? Like, there's only so many abilities that are out there that you can design them to make them look nice. Whereas in a game like Valorant, I mean, the reliance is gunplay, and the rest is kind of an accessory to help out with it. Just, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I think there's like definitely different styles that these games are going for, right? Because you have the simplistic, like the goal is to be able to see everything kind of game, like Val, like maybe CS and stuff like that, where visual clarity is king, because you lose your target for a half a second and then you're out of the round. You're out for the next minute and a half. And obviously in a game like this, in a game like Rivals or with Overwatch, you have a little bit more leeway. At least you can't get one shot as easy. So it's, I guess, a tiny bit more acceptable to have performance that isn't as good, but still, I would love to see a little bit of optimization. I know this game's only been out for a year, and I know my computer's fairly old as well. But yeah, it's just, once again, we can't blame anyone for crashing. That's how Rivals is. It's just part of the game. It's part of our experience.
Just want to make sure I didn't crash while I was talking about that. Okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think are we? Is that me? That our frame rate's a bit poopy right now? I can't tell.
Okay, here we go. We're back. We're all good. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just some of the things that happen in the esports world and yada yada. The next time I design a game, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I did, but I'm not going to. So they can keep doing what they're doing. I'll stick to yapping, and the players hopefully will continue playing on PIEA. I'm sure would love to expand to new up-and-coming games. I mean, heck, we just brought back Fortnite, which is not new, which is not up-and-coming, but it's Old Faithful. It's Old Faithful. We gotta bring it back. So that's absolutely fun. That's still going on while these are as well. So if you guys are curious, make sure to hop over to those channels, things like that. But for right now, we are just going to take a brief pause, make sure the players get situated, and when we do come back, we should hopefully have the end of this series between Spring Grove and Penn Manor. We'll see you then. You know how long I've been waiting for this again? I'll give you double reference. 13 years in Azkaban. That's Harry Potter for you, for those of you that don't know.
Okay, that was a different company though.
Yes, it was, but it was.
We
still
diverted.
Appropriate. It was still appropriate, though.
I don't know what I expected at the start, to be honest. You said you had a bit, and I'm like, all right, I go. But then, yeah, it makes sense.
See the chat. Larp
Yeah,
Boy was
I
gonna
don't have the
die
chat pulled
for.
up.
Larp Boy was gonna die for 5 minutes. Had a projectile hurling right at them, and as soon as the play started, they just instantly died.
That is the experience He's just staring at the face of death for the last 3 minutes while your teammate restarts their PC.
Technically,
But
why you're not allowed to initiate a pause while players are in view lines of each other, but
yeah,
you know,
that
here
makes
we are.
sense. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gotta make sure people can play, right? And definitely people are playing on Spring Grove, so more important that people can play on Penn Manor because they're not able to stop this. I mean, they're still contesting. They're actually sitting on the point somehow, even with only 4 players alive. No one's
Did we
going
get
down.
a Mr. Fantastic, by the way?
I don't know. I think it was past the restart. And speaking of new characters,
America.
there's a cap. Yeah, there's a cap, and they're making it work.
Okay.
Rat beaters at
And we're gone.
not again. No.
Okay,
That is a bit unfortunate.
All right, take 3. You know how long I've been waiting.
Dude, it beat the freedom all the way back to their computer. It crashed again. That's actually crazy.
You know what? Do I just?
We take a nap
got
real
a bed
quick.
right here.
Well, I don't know. Oh my gosh, it is tech,
See, do I have any
man.
props?
I saw on the official rival streams, the dudes have there's a Captain America shield in the background with one of the casters. I was like, wow, I'm a bit jealous.
Can we fix their tape using, or can we fix their PC using
Look at the PC using tape.
Please. I would say if we were going to another tech pause, that we could cut to break.
No.
But I don't think that's happening just quite yet. Let's see what else I got.
I'm just I forget, is Iron Man banned? Because we might need Tony Stark to come fix this guy's PC. Or if we had Stark,
banned this game.
that might be a possibility. Bring out Stark, you stop crashing.
You know, that would be a rocking conclusion.
Okay. What is that? Is that like amethyst or something?
I don't know. It's a rock.
I mean,
That's all I got. Someone gave it to me. It looks cool.
I'm just waiting for what else you can pull out of your pocket.
I'd just like to tie up the series, you know?
Okay. But we can't do that on this map.
I mean, tie up with a bow as in, like, finish it off, but...
No, okay.
But yeah, I guess it could have worked both ways.
I see you have a Pokeball in your background as well. Your
do.
Master Ball.
I'm trying not to leave because then I have to take off my headset.
Okay, that's true. You should have a mega long cable.
Yeah, I totally do. Yeah.
Alright.
I actually have a W prop that will be a little bit useful. It's gonna take me a second
Useful?
to prepare, though. Yes.
Okay.
useful.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's gonna take me a second to...
I actually can't. I don't know whether to believe you or not, because I can't imagine what it might be.
Okay, I do actually need to jump around backwards for a second. Let's see.
Okay, chat.
How big's my cord? How big's my cord? We're good?
Yeah, surely.
Backpack.
Backpack?
We're almost there.
I genuinely I still have no idea what it could be.
That works. We'll go that.
It can't be. There's no way it can be useful. Like I said, it's... Why is so finicky about it? No!
We got our prop. Okay.
Okay. Yep. That's
What do we
yep.
want-
That's
what
the
do we wanna talk
I
about?
want a whiteboard. Like I actually asked my parents for a whiteboard so they can put it in the room so I could, because this actually is not like my room. This is just the computer room, the family computer room. There's 2 other PCs over there. So I'm like, I could put a whiteboard on the door. She's like, no, use the blackboard over here. I'm like, yeah, come on. That's not
Yeah,
the
I
same.
wanted to originally do it because I had a fridge in my background and I would stick it on the fridge, but my fridge is somehow not magnetic on the front. So it didn't
Okay.
stick. So now there's no more fridge there. So now I just have a whiteboard. Yeah, let's see. What do we want to analyze?
Okay.
Uh,
We could do a telestrator. If only there were mini maps in Marvel Rivals.
yeah, we could. Do you want me to attempt to draw a minimap?
For this map. Let's draw a mini map for.
Let me try and do it from memory. Okay.
What are we on?
so-
What are we even on? We're on Midtown.
Midtown. This honestly, this is one of my best known maps. I can't lie. So
Okay.
let's start off with the main structure. It's kind of like a tunnel that goes. Oh, I'm gonna have to scale this really far down, aren't I?
Probably. Because it's long. It's just the full payload map, so it's just a
Okay,
big line.
Mini tunnel, and then it kind of goes this way, and then there's a big corner, and then a straightaway. I think there's like buses in here. Okay. That's the main. Then it curves back to the curves back to the left. Now I gotta reposition.
It's I have to move the whole thing over. I feel like, based on how well you're describing it, I have kind of high expectations, but at the same time, it might also just be one singular line shaped like a snake, and then
yeah,
maybe
that's pretty close to what it is.
Okay.
Okay, and there's like a little building over here, with like a little tunnel. Okay, that's poorly drawn, but you get the idea.
Okay.
Okay, big turn to this way. There's a window. There's also a team ready, I'm hearing. But until I see it on the screen, I'm not going to believe it. And we'll get back to this drawing at the end.
Well,
and
you
oh
have
my
to
gosh!
show. Oh, no. Okay, we're back in. All right, they're actually playing. Let's fingers crossed that we're staying in this one. Because honestly, it might not even be that much longer. Spring Grove are reaching this finish line pretty soon. Penn Manor might only have one more fight for them before... I mean, Spring Grove also only have one more fight. There's 20 seconds remaining.
Don't C9.
Oh, yeah. Well...
That's it. I'm back to my drawing.
It happens, man.
You know, quite literally, we're back to the drawing board now.
Oh, not even metaphorically.
We're both ways. We have to reset
Clicks is
now.
sticking on the Psylocke, by the way. Maybe is this a solution? Is this actually the answer? Psylocke, Captain America.
I mean, I don't hate it, but like, again, I feel like there's better alternatives. But I guess if it's working now, I can't really disagree. I think right now they're trying to target Togi and Stake down on that Vanguard line. And they are doing a decent job of getting Togi kind of removed from the picture, just having a pesky invisible flyer around you, but I don't know. I think it's just going to change again because both these teams, they seem to be a lot more effective on the attacking side.
Yeah, and Penn Manor back on the attack. I mean, Rusty's making a decision right now. He's got a lot of things going on. Was on the Hella at the start, switched over to the Hawkeye, and now back on the Bucky. So not entirely sure what they're going to stick with at this point, but something that works. S-Man is going to be the one on the Namor for the side of Penn Manor. So perhaps this is it. This is the answer.
Halfway through my drawing.
I'm just wondering as well, because I know in Overwatch, I think you can't, but in this game, can you see enemy heroes when you're in spawn?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can see them in Overwatch as well.
I think
they're peeking out.
Until you go, yeah, if you see them. But I meant like on the top bar.
Oh,
or on, like,
that, correct. Yes.
Okay.
I thought you meant physically, like visibly.
No. He's just like, oh, there's a Widowmaker looking at me. I should probably move.
Yeah, no, there's a small second or two or whatever. But yeah, Penn Manor, I feel like there's no surprises here on what they're trying to run. Maybe the gamble being rusty on which hit scan it's going to be, but other than that, I feel like you're not too worried about them throwing a wrench into any sort of plan. This attacking side, by the way, by Spring Grove, very not what they were expecting. It feels like we should have seen more from them in the efforts here, but 10 seconds left. There's a Sia ultimate. We've got an AFK Rocket kind of chilling as they're stunned, and for the most part, I think Penn Manor have this in the bag. Sure, the respawns are there, but I feel like they have all the space, all the abilities, and the Psylocke ult has to really be the only thing left to do it, and they're just not going to be given a chance. So knocked away from the point, they'll have to kind of, hope for the best, and that's just it.
Yeah, I guess a nice try for Spring Grove. It's barely not even getting a kill with that ult towards the end of its. But Penn Manor, I mean, I think that is the first time that we've seen not only Rusty on the Bucky, but I think a Bucky in general on the side of Penn Manor at all. I don't think S-Man has been on this character, so maybe finally finding the success that Clicks was having on the other half, and this is like a complete mirror matchup right now because Clicks is on. Oh no, back on the Hella. Okay, was considering the Moon Knight for a second, but seriously wants just the raw. All right, hit scan, headshot potential. One of the most powerful ults in my opinion as well. Just able to aim at someone and decide that they are probably going to die in the next 2 seconds. Fair play. So maybe Spring Grove is able to hold at this point, but Penn Manor have been very, like, the momentum they brought the past 2 maps in the first half alone on this one has just been so unstoppable. Out of any answer, clicks on a very mechanical hero is maybe one of the things that could bring them over the edge, but I don't really know for Spring Grove.
I think I'm almost done. I think I got it for the most part.
Okay. We'll see it before this map ends. Maybe. I don't even know at this point.
Will the map end? That's what we're wondering.
Can it go forever? I actually don't know.
No. Well,
Okay.
not at this point anymore. Not at this point anymore.
No.
There we go. Let's jump right in. Rusty with that first initial kill. That's going to be pretty good, of course, because already a better situation. Make that 3 kills in tandem, and you have to assume that that's going to be all she wrote. Togi getting in there like swimwear. S-Man with a turret kill. Stake Town to whack him away. And there we go. A quick OT spells a Penn Manor victory. There you have it. 4-3. Spring Grove will fall just a little short.
A small reverse sweep from Penn Manor onto this one. They have done very well. Like I mentioned, the mobility, momentum, different M word, that they brought in from map 2 onto map 3 have been just indomitable. Like I don't even. Oh, there's some GGs in chat. Nicely done from Penn Manor, and the good sportsmanship being shown by them as well. But yeah, they are absolutely excellent on Central Park. And then the first half of Midtown on their first attack, it felt like Spring Grove was not the same team that we saw on map number 1 of Krakow. Krakoa. Not entirely sure what exactly went into their planning, but like you said earlier, maybe just getting a little bit tilted and everyone just trying to play individually and going for them, like trusting themselves apart from the team. Because apart from that, I honestly don't know. Penn Manor were just so together towards the second half of this series.
Look at that stat line, by the way. Kin kills with 199 damage throughout the entire map. Obviously, their PC reset, and we had all that. But it would be a little goofy if that was the ending total. However, we did have 30,000s in the damage there. And yeah, I mean, a great map, to say the least. A great series as well, because as much as you say it was a mini reverse sweep, keep in mind how map 1 went.
Yeah.
And then think about how we ended up with map 2 and 3. It really was a show and a great display. I am going to ask our producer really quick if we do have a second series after this, because I know this one did take a little bit while. Okay, we're getting word, no extra series after this, because this one took so long, we had so many breaks, nothing else there. But before we go, as promised,
the map?
let's take the little mini map here.
Guys,
okay.
it's not bad.
Okay,
so
wait, okay, let me explain. So this, we've got, the initial turn, that's the little tunnel. There's the bus, I spelled out bus. There's that little hallway
that's
into the
bus?
second point. This is like the little statue thing. I didn't feel like drawing a statue. The big curve, it's inverted, so I gotta, yep, there we go. And then this little staircase. Then we go on the staircase down. Oh, this way. And there's that little ledge, like a gate, and then we go back up. And then around there's a little curve, there's a little platform up here, and then we go down a long stretch, have that one final corner, and then that barrier, oh my gosh, it's inverted, barrier and spawn.
Dude, actually, that's like 90 times better than I thought. I thought it was literally going to be like one line. Like, the line that the payload follows if you're just, it's the display. I thought it was going to be that. That's impressive, I gotta admit.
I wish I knew what that line looked like. I'm gonna be honest. That's my best guess.
That might not even be in this game. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. That could be.
No, you're right. You're right. All right. Well, that was a doozy of a series. We got to the end. Penn Manor, they'll take the W in their first match of the PIEA season. This particular split, at least, and I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys, viewers, did as well. Anton, any last words to add?
No, I mean, kind of following on with what you said, I hope you guys in the audience enjoyed it, and for me, it was a blast. Definitely much newer to this game. It's going to take some time to get used to it, I think, but it's been an honor, and Ari, it's been an honor casting with you as well. I don't know if I'll be back next week. We'll see, I guess. But these teams, This is definitely a caliber of play that I'm not used to, I think, from PIEA, because I come from Valorant, where it's more like if a team is better, they're going to be better the entire time. Penn Manor showed up like it didn't feel like the same Penn Manor that we saw on map number 1. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that was them going easy on Spring Grove for the first map. Maybe there was trying some new strategies on Krakoa, or perhaps it was just them not being warmed up and taking a map to just wake up, make sure that it's like 2 p.m. over here on the East Coast or something like that. But who knows where these guys are stationed? So perhaps it's still early, so they need to take time to literally wake themselves up, and wake up they did. Absolute. It was night and day difference from map number 1 and map number 2.
Well, yeah, they were just getting out of classes. It's the end of the day. It's after school, so they're feeling that they got to muster up that extra energy, and to that they did. For this stream, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Arcast here with Anton, and doing the beep boop bop in the background has been Echo20, so make sure to give them claps and give them props in chat. That's it. We will see you guys next week for more Marvel Rivals, or next Monday if you want to stick around for some alternate games. We'll see you then. Peace out.
Those medical pills are push me over. I kill my fill 3 times a day.